Josh, how are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. All right, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions,
Mm-hmm.
and this is in reference to the VML opportunity. This is an automation role, and you have experience with automation, correct?
Yes, I have.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll dive into something really easy to start with.
Okay.
What do you like to do for fun?
For fun, I travel a lot.
Okay, where do you travel to?
My extreme one is so far like Yellowstone's from here
Okay.
and Niagara, 17 hours.
Oh my gosh, you drive all over.
Yeah. I
Okay.
do.
Road trips.
Yes, I do that. Like going to the new places, listening to new peoples, their cultures, like exposing to the new things. That's
Yep.
I love a lot. And I'm going swimming. This is another fun for me. I do swimming. I like.
Okay, you're a swimmer.
I do.
Nice, I like it. All right, what is the ideal work environment for you?
Working from office. That's
Okay.
what I prefer.
Okay,
Yeah.
so in the office,
Yes.
how about do you like a collaborative work environment? Do you like working individually or more as part of a team?
Collaborative and team. That's what.
Okay.
Being an agile, that's a team. Everything has to be team. We have to deliver as a team, not a single man effort.
Right,
Works.
right. So are you guys working in an agile scrum environment?
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Yes.
awesome. So can you name a couple different types of tests and what they're used for? So whether it be like a regression testing, what do you
Okay.
use that for? So if you can identify 3 types of testing and
Okay.
how they're used.
Okay, sure. Regression testing, we are doing it as a part of our agile module, because since I'm doing an migration project, my current project, it's a migration.
Okay.
It's for a state sheet. So mostly we are generating reports,
Okay.
end reports, like when you are in a state sheet is investment bankings.
Right.
When end users requested for some transaction, what that particular investor has done for the year.
Okay.
So it will produce the report, like what you have done for this year, where you have invested, everything they will give. So these kind of reports you will get it. So we have to make sure what are the new changes what we have done for
Okay.
enhancement of that report or any fixes for that report, which will not affect the existing report. That we have to make sure. For that scenario, we have to run our regressions.
Okay.
And also we used to do an unit testing. We used to do along with the developers. Since
Okay.
I'm in agile, there is no a developer, no QA, nothing. So we have to work collaboratively.
Okay.
So that's a work in agile. So sometimes I do that whenever business needs. And also business user testing also we are doing it.
Okay.
And like a sanity testing we do when we are moving into a production environment.
Okay.
We work with a business team or end user peoples to do a sanity test. We are doing it that also, apart from
Okay.
our normal testing, it like a normal testing in the sense of environment changes.
Okay.
We do enhancements, new changes. We are doing it, right? Those things, it's a normal part of our work. Apart from these work, we are doing that also. And I do a performance testing also for the report.
Cool.
Using a JMeter, we are doing that.
Okay.
We just checking it how long a report generation time takes
Right.
before and after fixes. That's we are doing it. We need to inform it to the client.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing it.
Okay. Great. All right. Tell me what we're going to talk about tools for testing. And what are a few advantages of using a test framework such as Beehive or Serenity? Have you ever used any testing frameworks?
Yes, I have. I used TestNG. I'm using it.
Okay.
And for the current project, I'm using a Cucumber.
Yes.
Yes. I'm leading a module for the past 3 months. I'm doing that with a behavioral driven, because all our application got settled down and everything. So it's going smoothly. I'm doing that. Serenity, I heard it's on top of that. It's like a behavioral framework on top of your Selenium. We just use it.
Okay.
Like a wrapper class. I'm learning about that one, but I didn't get a chance to work on it. Maybe I'm learning that one right now. I'll really take it up easily, because it's a shorter period of time it's required, because most of my work experience with Selenium only. So
Okay.
I'm occupied with that. What are the required things like BDD, TDD, everything I'm just aware of.
Okay.
So I'm ready to take it up. Serenity.
Good. Okay. I like that you touched on some BDD. I'm going to jump around a little bit here. BDD is a very popular method for conducting testing. What is BDD?
Behavioral driven data.
Okay. And then are there instances where BDD may not be appropriate or you may not be able to use BDD methodologies?
The instances BDD methodology. Okay, there are it depends on the I would say it depends on the applications. Let me tell with my experience.
Okay.
When I work with an American Express, they have their scenarios you have to test with a different test data. You have to try with I have the scenarios if I give us some OFAC scenario, we call it as OFAC scenario.
Okay.
Like if I given some name like Osama bin Laden, the system should not accept it.
Right.
It should throw some error or it should some warning.
Okay.
Okay. In those kind of scenarios, we have to try with a different set of data. We have to try. So data will be a more. So in that kind of scenario, I won't prefer to go with a Cucumber. Like a Cucumber, it's more of writings.
Okay.
Behavioral driven, like a Cucumber in the sense of behavioral driven, it's more of writings.
Okay.
So the test data, you can't handle it the way you're doing it in the TDD.
Okay. Got
So
it.
in that scenario, I prefer go to TDD, then Cucumber.
Okay. Got it. I like the way you say cucumber. All right. Name a couple of tools that support external test data. In other words, data in an external configuration file versus being hard-coded into the test case itself. So maybe a tool that supports externalized test data.
Can you come again?
Okay. Name a couple of tools
Okay.
that support
Mm-hmm.
externalized test data.
Okay.
So in other words,
Mhm.
data in an external configuration file.
Okay.
I don't know whether that's like a flat file or an external configuration file that's being hard-coded into the test case itself. What is the main advantage of doing so?
Okay. For I'm thinking you're just asking how to handle your test data. That's
Okay.
what you're just trying to get it. If that's the questions, I would say mostly I have gone with an Excel sheets. That's how.
Okay.
I've done that. And for sometimes we go with an XMLs it's
XML file.
XML
Yep.
files we go with that. And for one of my project I have done through a QC also. By the
Okay.
time I was using a QTP. QTP was another
Quick
tool.
Test Pro?
Yep.
Yep.
That's also that's a paid tool. So that's
Okay.
how I started my career. For that time I was using a QTP. From QTP my test data will be passed on to that.
Okay.
So I'll just start my execute.
Okay.
That's it.
So you pull it down through QTP first before. Got it. Okay.
And POI, that's what we are used for this maintaining this test data using
Okay.
XMLs. We use that one.
Perfect. Okay. What does code coverage mean?
Oh, code coverage. That's a tool you're just asking.
So
Okay.
it's about best practices.
Mm-hmm.
Code coverage.
Okay. Code coverage, I understood that. We used to get reviewed by that. It's a developer activity they are doing it. I'll tell that. Whenever a developer does changes to that, it will be given to the peer reviews.
Right.
What is the best practice? You always, since you are, I would say it's your child. You don't find any fault in that. If I
Okay.
give it to me or someone, definitely I know it because I may have some experience. You may have different experience. So definitely
Right.
I know it. I know it where to improvise it. I know my existing scenario it may affect it. In that scenario, I would say code coverage, I'll give giving a peer reviews.
Okay.
It be shared by everyone so that it's not dependent to the particular person. So even I knows it. Even if you have developed a code,
Right.
even I'm also aware of it.
Okay.
So tomorrow I don't need to depend on you. That's a
Right.
one best practice. We do that. And for the code coverage, we can simplify it. We can expand our knowledge of sharing it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a couple different scenarios for testing.
Mm-hmm.
What is a negative test case?
Okay. You are knowing that result is going to get fail. Okay.
It's going to fail.
It's going to get fail. Giving you a wrong username password.
Right.
Just how it should react. What is the error message it has to throw out?
Okay.
You're giving a correct username and wrong password.
Right.
How what it has to say, what is the error message it has to say, how it has to react, how your application has to react, those kind of things, giving an wrong details, how
Right.
your application react to that,
Okay.
how it's handle it. All those things are the negative scenarios.
Perfect. All right. What is a borderline test case?
Borderline test case. Sorry, I didn't come across that word. Sorry.
You have never done that. No worries. All right. So, one last question. Tell me, how would you begin to use Selenium for the first time in a test case? Would you write the test scripts within Selenium? Would they already be written in them? Can you write test cases? Tell me about your experience with Selenium.
Okay, jumping to the Selenium in a career perspective, that's my client needs. I started with QTP, right? So
Right.
inside like it's a free tool available. Why are you doing that?
Right.
So we are pushed to move that. Oh, sorry. That's me. Okay, we were pushed to move that. We started that. That's why. Like we have a set of test cases. I would say like we have a set of test cases will be there. Like this is what the way like I like to test it.
Okay.
We started with that way only. We just okay. Then once we write our like we have a manual team will be there.
Right.
So they are writing the test cases. So those test cases will be taken out.
Okay.
Okay, we are taking it. We are automating that one first. Like when a developer is doing a changes, we are automating in the current sprinters. Being in agile, we are doing in the same iteration itself. We are doing it.
Okay.
So once a manual team has prepared the test cases, we have taken that. I'll just check for that. Okay, these are the things can be automated this iteration itself. So we are giving the feasibility studies. So we are automating those things along parallelly with the developers. We are doing that one.
Okay. Perfect. Good.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I will get this over to VML and hopefully they'll want to bring you in.
Sure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.